Welcome back to Founders in the Field, the show where we go behind the scenes with agency leaders, consultants, and creative founders to show you how they're building, scaling, and staying sane in the trenches. I'm your host, Stefan Bradley, and today's guest is Bhuwani Singh, partner and head of strategy and media at Megaphone Media. How are you doing, Bhuwani?
I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you, Stefan, for inviting me.
Thank you for jumping on. Let's dive straight in. For people who don't know your story, take us right back to the start of your journey, what made you get into the industry, and what your role looks like today at Megaphone Media.
Sure. So Megaphone Media, I'll give you a bit of background about Megaphone Media. It was started by James in 2019, and it was started as a social media management company who was helping cafe owners, because earlier that James was running a cafe, and then he was doing the same business for like 3-4 years, and then I met James in 2022. Then we get along really well, and I told him about the media, and then he was trying to work with me, but like at that time I was working somewhere else. Then in 2024 I decided that okay, I will start something on my own. Then James asked me whether I want to be a partner at Megaphone Media, and I said yes, let's do it. Like I've been doing the same thing for last 10 years. Then I said to him, and since then we have grown Megaphone Media. Like if I see from client's perspective, we have grown like 5 times more since I've joined from February 2024. And what we did, the biggest thing is that we have pivoted from a social media management company to a full service media agency where we help the client from ideation to strategy to creative part to media planning and buying and execution as well. So that's how I started. But I've been in media for last 12 years. I did my MBA from UNSW AGSM. So after doing my MBA, then I started with a digital media agency, which was a startup at that time. And then since then, I've helped over like 5,000 businesses, and it was mostly small and medium businesses in the New South Wales, because I was leading a New South Wales business program called Business Connect, and it was aimed to help around 500,000 small businesses in New South Wales, and that's what gave me the real knowledge after meeting so many businesses. Then I understood that what are the real issues most of the business owners are facing, and that's how I got into the field of media.
You've seen, worked with so many different businesses to then align with his. It's worked out pretty well, I would say.
Oh yeah, it did. Like any other business, you have to pivot your business. You can't be rigid in your business idea, and that's what James did. Although he started as a social media management company, then over a period of time, we also learned, and we have also developed a lot of services which we were not doing it earlier, because after realizing that what exact issues businesses are facing, so we had to change. And also, as you know, that media paradigm is evolving faster than anything else. Like you will see the rise of AI, and the new channels are coming, and how data is actually leading the media buying and planning. So that's how we have also pivoted our business and our service offering, that how we want to serve our customers.
You said that it started off as doing social media for cafes. So now, obviously, now you've expanded the business. Are you now doing still for just cafes, or have you expanded your client base as well?
Now we have changed completely. So now we are helping large enterprises. So our main target market is the large enterprises who are not into big in marketing, and who have a very small team between like 2 to 8 people, and the team is working in isolation. So we go there and we work as an extension of their marketing team. And I'm sure that you would have seen in London as well, that a lot of companies, they feel very isolated, and they feel that like they want an extension of their team where they can go and talk, where they can sit and brainstorm, and they want a company who can actually help them to achieve real and measurable results. And that's what our vision is. Our vision is to help companies to achieve real and measurable results, so that when they see the bottom line every year, they will see a real and measurable change instead of just brand awareness or reach.
Stage, definitely.
Absolutely. And like sometimes you don't need help. Like sometimes you just need someone to actually sit with you and brainstorm. So it's not that when we go and we are just out selling. We really want to help our clients, and it may be just the strategy part. It may be media planning and buying. So it's not that we are rigid, that we are here to sell a fixated product or service. We are very open, and we really want to make the genuine difference in our client's life. That's what
Mm.
we focus on there. Like whatever you need, we are here to help you.
So it kind of like goes into like different areas. You could be consulting them, that you could also be
Yeah,
doing the media buying. You could be doing, yeah. So it's sort of like a multi-head approach.
yeah, absolutely.
So what does your role look like today inside Megaphone Media?
So I'm head of strategy and media at Megaphone Media. And when I say head of strategy, whenever a client comes with a problem, so my goal is to listen to the client. The first thing is to understand what exactly they want to achieve and how they measure the results. What are the different things they want to achieve? And for me, the most important thing I always ask my client is that if we have to meet after 12 months and you have to say that the campaign has been really successful, what do I need to achieve? Because sometimes you may have an objective differently and you're measuring the goal very differently.
Mm.
So I want to remove that gap. I want to build that bridge that what they are thinking and how they measure it should be the same. And I'm sure that you would have seen this so many times that people come and talk about brand awareness, that I only want to run a brand awareness campaign, and at the end they're measuring that brand awareness a campaign with the sales part, and that's not aligned. So my goal is to listen to the client, understand the objective, what success looks like for them, and then to go back and use the tools like Roy Morgan or Ibis World or any of the research we can bring or any data we can bring to the table, and then define the target audience pretty well, that this is the size of the audience and that's how they're consuming the media. And then based on that data, we give them the media planning, we give them the recommendations. One example I can give you, that if a client is coming and if they say that I want to grow the business by 10%, then our goal is to understand that what 10% looks like to them. What's the customer lifetime value for one client? It may be that only two new clients can fill up that 10%, or like if they're in FMCG, they need like 100,000 new customers. So our goal is to understand the business goal in a way that we can put a number, and then we can do the reverse engineering, and we can go back and see that what we need to do, but it is all based on the data. Sometimes we use AI as well, but mostly we use like things like Roy Morgan, Ibis World to understand the target audience, and then we ask the right questions to our client, and based on that we do the media planning and buying,
Mhm.
and we make sure that what we are doing is actually making the real difference by measuring it correctly as well. Because it's not only the planning part, it's not only the implementation part, but most of the times you may be doing the planning right, you may be doing of the optimization or the implementation right, but if you're not measuring in the right way, and like especially nowadays that every customer has like 5 or 6 touch points, or
Mhm.
like it may be more, so we have to give the right percentage to each channel. So like all those things all together, my role is to ensure that from end to end,
Mhm.
not only I understand the client's objective, but also I actually help them to achieve. And after 6 months or 12 months, whatever they are working with, or like whatever time frame I'm working with them, like my goal is to ensure that what they told me on day one, that this is what success looks like,
Mhm.
after like 1 year, they should feel like that they have achieved what they told me on day one.
No, definitely. It's very meticulous, like how you've just gone through all of that as well. And
Yeah.
like by hitting up all these different points, it leaves no ambiguity, like no ambiguity. I can't say it properly, but ambiguity. That's it. Yeah. So like what you said then was, sitting them down, saying, where do you want to go? So, your vision, and then how we're going to measure it. And then what does it actually look like to you, to be able to get the full aspect of how you're going to deliver that for the client. Because if you're not aligned on all them three things, you can feel like you're doing this, but it's your vision and their vision are different. Like their perfect outcome and your perfect outcome could be completely different. So it could be all that hard work for not meaningful results for the client. So by sitting them down and going through a strategy like that, it shows that it leaves no stone unturned, shall I say?
Yeah, like that's what I've learned in my career as well. That initially thought that client is understanding what I'm saying,
Mhm.
but I've learned on my journey that what you are going through may be very different from what client is thinking. So you have to write down everything, and you have to understand from their perspective. It's not what you do. They have to see that. And sometimes it is just one email that you're telling them that this is what I'm doing today, and this is what you can expect next week. Because sometimes client has no idea that what the media agencies are doing, and that lack of communication I've seen in a lot of agencies, that when they go to a level, they tend to ignore the companies which are not that profitable, and
Right.
like they have the different tiers, and then people who are actually pitching the business, client may never see them again, and then
Right.
those people just give it to the junior people, and that's what we do not do at Megaphone Media. And like that's, we have a very very clear rule that the guy who's actually doing the strategy is it's like me, that I have to ensure that I'm present in the client's meeting, and I'm doing the work as well, because what I discuss with the client and how we are going to measure success, I understand better than anyone. Like it's
Mhm.
not that we do not have a team, but majority of the work in terms of strategy is coming from me, and it is my job to ensure that the client is also happy and aware that what's happening.
Mhm. No, definitely. I think in today's day and age, transparency is key. Like you said, then a
Yeah.
lot of agencies that, and you're not the first person on the show to say this either, about agencies sort of pitching and then passing it down to juniors, and they're not. So they don't keep up communications with them, and the client can feel in the dark. So I feel like it's definitely changing from that. More people are going the other way of what you just said then, is trying to be more transparent and trying to give them a more personalized service, do you know, and to make them feel like they're being heard, to make them feel like they're being kept in the loop. And exactly what you said, the person who's actually sold this to me is the one that's actually delivering it.
Absolutely.
So, Bhuwani, what are the biggest trends that you're seeing inside the market?
I think the biggest trend I see, and almost like on my LinkedIn feed or like whatever social media I check, is AI. That AI is changing the game, and AI is doing this, AI doing this, that. I would not deny that AI is changing the paradigm for sure, well, definitely, but AI is not introduced now. You know this, that Facebook has been optimizing the campaign behind the scenes since 2013 or 14. It's not new. Google search ads, or if I talk about programmatic ads or DMPs or third party data, it has been around for last 12, 15 years. But just because ChatGPT or like Gemini or like other cool features has been introduced very recent times, I think people are giving like a bit more attention to the AI, and they're not understanding that they have been using AI anyway. And I've seen a lot of agencies now, like now they are selling AI, which they have been doing for last like 10 or 15 years. AI is the biggest thing I see that's going, but I feel that without putting the context or without putting the human knowledge and experience, AI will not give you the results you are after. Like at the end of the day, it is
Yeah.
about human nature.
Hmm.
It's so like your customers are real human. AI can only provide you the data,
Hmm.
but how to convert that data into knowledge, and knowledge into wisdom, and that wisdom into your media planning and buying, it is up to you. And
Yeah.
like if it is that easy, and if AI can actually copy and paste, then every other person can open an agency and like
No,
work it out.
yeah, no, I 100% agree. I
Yeah.
feel like AI is a tool, do you know what I mean, that can accelerate and force multiply
Yeah.
the person that's using it. So, it's like doing your times tables, do you know what I mean? Like two times
Yeah.
100 is one thing, 100 times 100 is more, do you know what I mean? So if you're already, it's going to accelerate what you're already good at and what
Yeah.
the person that's actually using it and how they're using it, do you know what I mean? Like, you're right, especially with, I see a lot of, content and things like that. If you give it basic prompts, and it's going to give you basic content if you're doing it, that type of thing. But if you use it in the correct way, brainstorming it,
Yeah.
challenging it, changing what you're putting your ideas down, and then manipulating it like that, you're going to have different outcomes to the next person over there that's typing in the same prompt.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How do you think it's going to change? How do you think, or how has it sort of changed? Because obviously, I know you still do social media. I see a lot of content that's now like AI generated. Do you think as it comes along, do you think more and more content will just be AI generated? And you see like avatars, and you see all these different types of new things that are doing it like through different social medias. Do you think it's going to keep going that way, or do you think raw content will still be king?
I think raw content is more like a solid foundation. Like it's really hard to compare or hard to replace raw content with the AI, or AI content with the raw. And I feel that raw content, or the content which you're shooting and which you have a proper copywriting and you have a proper script, that is the foundation of your business, where you're explaining what you do, why you do it, and like you're telling the whole stories. And then above that, you can definitely use AI to build on that. So it's So like I don't see raw content replacing AI or AI replacing raw content. It can help each other, and like it depends on the company that how they're using and like how much they're using. Even our clients use AI generated content. So like when I say AI generated, it's more that if we have one image and then if they want to change the product image to something else, they just
Mhm.
use AI very quickly and boom, it's done. Like before that, if you do in the like Photoshop, it was taking at least 10-15 minutes. Now it's like 10 seconds is done. So like things
Mhm.
like this, perfect. But to get a perfect background to use everything what you want to use, that framework, what we have done and what we recommend our clients is to use a proper user. Either you can do like a proper content, or either you can ask your users to like get the content. And like nowadays, YouTube is full of user generated content. So
Mhm.
people are not fussed about the quality of content anymore. Like they don't like that how quickly people change the feed like every 1 second. I've
Mhm.
seen some people on trains that they're actually watching 3 videos in a second and it's so fast. So so you have very less time, and it's not that you have to find the best camera. Most of the biggest content creators on YouTube, they just use their iPhones. So however, the idea is there. They're not using the AI generated content. And even YouTube mentioned a couple of months ago that now they will see that which content is AI generated, and they don't want to monetize the AI generated content because they know that there will be no fun then. The content
Mhm.
will become very stagnant because the AI can think in one particular way. And if everyone is going to use AI for this, then the viewership of YouTube will go down. So
Mhm.
so like if a company like YouTube knows this, that you can't replace the actual content or user generated content with AI, I'm sure
Mhm.
that they are doing something right. So you can help, yes, you can build on your content, but you can't replace with one another.
No, definitely. Because of what you said about YouTube, then AI is like how I try and explain it. It's like it's pulling all its information from a pool of knowledge. So if everybody's going to this pool of knowledge, is everyone's going to drink from this pool, then everything's going to be the same. And the
Yeah,
trick is obviously to expand that pool of knowledge through your own knowledge. So if you're an expert in any sort of expertise like thing like this, like then you need to, if you can train the AI on what you know, then it's going to be pulling from an extended pool of knowledge as opposed to everyone else's pool of knowledge, should I say. And also you're right, like I think I agree with you. I think, raw content always kind of wins, but also if you're just using raw content, then you're not making the most out of the content. Does that make
yeah,
sense of your raw? So being able to just, manipulate it slightly with AI to be able to create more content.
yeah,
And then also people that are just using AI content, it just doesn't look right. It doesn't look too
yeah.
as advantageous as the rest of them. So I think definitely a combination of the both is where it should go. That's where hopefully with things like YouTube doing that, that's where it's going to kind of stabilize it a little bit and not just have, because I think Instagram come up with something as well not long ago saying that we were the first sort of platform to be capturing like raw moments and things like that.
Yeah,
And we don't want, we don't want it to sort of change, but obviously we're going to have to sort of move slightly with the times and see how that's going to change.
absolutely. And I think last week or week before, I was reading somewhere that Apollo 11,
Mhm.
and if you compare Apollo 11 and iPhone 10, I'm not talking about the iPhone 16 or 17 now, what we have. iPhone 10 or 11 is more faster and is more intelligent than the whole Apollo 11 program, which went to the moon. So it's not the tech you have, like it's the
Mhm.
same tech, and even iPhone is faster than Apollo 11.
Crazy.
So it's on that how you use it is also very important. So that's what we have to think, that it's not AI. And like you have seen that ChatGPT is same for everyone, but the way people use ChatGPT, from students to the business owners to someone who's actually making the money, or content creator, copywriter, all of them are using ChatGPT differently. So it's not what you have, it's not just the AI, it's your own capability and your own thinking and
Mhm.
how we use ChatGPT. And I've seen that you can actually ChatGPT, like you can actually teach ChatGPT the way you are thinking, and you can store the information. You can tell ChatGPT that every time you ask for an answer, you always need your answer to be this structure. And like I have experimented many times, and I've seen that it's my intelligence is a reflection of how I'm using ChatGPT. So it's not that ChatGPT is not giving me the right answer, or AI is not working for me, or it's up to me that how I use the AI. And
Mhm.
my own intelligence is also a reflection of the results what I see from ChatGPT.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like that's like what I was saying. Then by doing that, you're expanding the AI's knowledge pool to be able to
Yeah.
pull their answers from it. And you can do this just by saving it, to telling it, can you save this? Or when I say this, this is what you pull up. But you can also go into the system prompt in ChatGPT, and you can write a big, a longer system prompt of exactly like what your job is, what you do, and all that type of thing. And also you can create custom GPTs where you can upload to the knowledge
Yeah.
base documents, and all these different wonderful things I feel like just expand the knowledge base and can be more tailored to you. So Bhuwani, what is working well, and where do you feel slight friction inside Megaphone Media?
I think what's working really well for us is the data-led strategy. Like that's something I've seen that working really well, and also keeping things simple. Because nowadays there's so many options, and I always tell my client, when my client says that I'm selling only B2B product, so my audience is on LinkedIn. And I tell them that, do you think that your audience is only using LinkedIn and they're not watching TV, they're not on Facebook, they're not doing anything anywhere, and they are just using LinkedIn? So when you keep things simple and use common sense in media, your job becomes so easy. And I always tell my client that one person has multiple personalities. So you have to understand that someone who is a CEO of a company, he also has a private life. I'm sure that he is socially connected as well. I'm sure he would be watching TV as well. He may be a sports enthusiast. He may be a watch collector. He may be whatever he is. So to reach one person, you have so many different ways. So you have to expand your thinking, and you have to think outside the box. Because because sometimes if you see that one media, let's example that if I take that BVOD CPMs are much higher than the YouTube CTV, connected TV YouTube CPMs. If I can reach the same person and I'm paying $15 per cost per thousand impressions, versus I'm paying $40 cost per thousand impressions, and I'm reaching to the same audience. I'm not only I'm reaching to the same audience, I'm also reaching to the same screen, which is your TV. So like why I should not use YouTube? So keep keep in that sense, and always keep things as simple as it can be, that there is always a way to reach audience, and we just have to find out that how and what's the best way. And if you see especially in the world of NLP, natural languages processing, there are so many signals. Like I was talking to Quancast the other day, and they were telling that each person they can target 200 different signals. So from location to your demo to what you search to what you do, there are so many signals I can use to reach one person. So I think that has worked really well for us, that we always keep things simple, and we use common sense before we go to the data, and then we combine our common sense and data together to see that what's the best way. And keeping things simple is that we have to show the right message to the right people at the right time. That's our goal. And then if the timing is right, if the message is right, and if the person is right, they will take action on the ad. And in terms of, I think the friction is I would say that one, attribution has been very challenging, because nowadays, let's say if anyone see a TV ad and they go to, let's say, Google, then they watch a BWOD ad, and then their friends recommend them something, and then they buy the product. It's very hard for us to attribute accurately. Yes, we can use IP address if the person watched, that's a smart TV. We can use the IP address, and then we can attribute in the linear or in the data attribution model. But at the end of the day, if we are using multiple, or if a customer has been touched multiple points, then to give the most accurate way is I think is very challenging. The more the touch points, the attribution accuracy goes down. And that's what I feel. And nowadays, there is no one framework, as you see that it's not that the person sees the ad and they go to the shop, or and they buy the product. It's not this case. Nowadays, they have so many options. They watch Instagram videos, Google reviews. They even ask ChatGPT, they even ask AI. So one example I can give you that, I went to Uzbekistan, Central Asia, recently.
Mhm.
And the only reason I went to Uzbekistan, I asked ChatGPT that give me top 3 countries which are least expensive and worth visiting and very less population. ChatGPT told me Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and Turkmenistan. I just selected Uzbekistan randomly, and it's AI telling me. And I asked ChatGPT to make the whole itinerary for me, and ChatGPT literally built the whole itinerary, which I followed, but like not exactly. But I'm telling you that like how AI has changed. And if you think from like from Airbnb perspective, they may be thinking that I saw the ad and I booked the hotel or I booked the whole place because I watched the ad on Airbnb. But the real attribution is that ChatGPT told me, and I just went there and like did it. So I think attribution has been a big challenge for us, and yeah.
No, definitely. And sometimes it'll take them multiple touch points to, I mean, multiple attributions to actually get them to convert. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? They might have seen an ad on Facebook. They might have then seen an ad on TV, and then on YouTube, when they clicked on YouTube, something came up again, and it was just because it went in that order was the last one was the one they actually attributed to, but it was probably a combination of all of them.
Absolutely. And each platform will attribute the conversion as one on their platform. So if you see Meta will take their own attribution. If you
Mhm.
see Google Ads, they will say that it was attributed because of us. If you see display, then at the end, if you do not have one attribution point, you will have 4 conversions. But if you see your bottom line, it's only one. And like that's when client is very confused that, okay, should I increase the budget on Meta because Meta has given me the conversion, or Google or display, or yeah.
So, Bhuwani, walk me through your client acquisition process on how you get leads and how you to sign them on as clients.
Mostly we get word of mouth quite a lot because of our work and how we are helping our clients. And sometimes like we get random calls from like Google, and sometimes just like cold calling. So it's all mix for us, but
Mm.
mostly word of mouth
And
is working really well for us because of the kind of work we have done and the kind of results we have produced for our clients. They tend to go and actually promote us.
word of mouth is definitely, definitely the best type of referrals anyway. It's definitely
Mm.
the best type of way to build your business, in the sense of like when they come in there, the trust has already been bridged because somebody has already sort of bridged that trust for you by saying,
Yeah.
I recommend this person. So it's definitely and they're the most highest converted as well. But do you find that sometimes it's like ebbs and flows through, like, how many clients you take on at any given time? Or do you think it's your pipeline's very predictable?
As of now, it's going up and down. It also depends on the seasonality, and like sometimes we also say no, that we are not ready for this. So it's not like if a client is coming and like if they're not ready to work with us, is because like I can give you example. A couple of times clients came to us and they were not clear about their objectives, or
Mhm.
they said that the goal is brand awareness and we want to increase the sales by 10%. So like we just said no, that it like we can do it, but at the end of the day you will come to us and say that you haven't achieved us, like you have not helped us to achieve the goal what we wanted to achieve. But overall it can go up and down, but as of now it's like pretty consistent. Like this year
Mhm.
has been really really good for us, and like although we just started the year, but the first month has been really good for us. And like in last 4 weeks, we have like 60 clients.
Mm. Wow, very good, very good. No, definitely. So some people I speak to, I mean, they have the same as seasonality is a big thing, and also like what you said, then it's alignment, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You can't.
Yeah.
It's all well and good taking on clients like as many as you can, but then if the alignment's not there, then the customer satisfaction or client satisfaction will go down. And just as good as word of mouth is for when you're doing really well, but if clients are not satisfied, it can also go the other way.
Yes.
So, Bhuwani, my last couple of questions. Thank you for staying on. Where do you want to be in the next 12 to 18 months in terms of business?
I think in terms of business, if I see that we really want to help, we really want to be the uh, go-to media agency for the companies, where the marketing staff is between, let's say, 2 to 8, and they do not have any extension to their marketing team, and they really need a media agency that can help them not only in the media, but also to grow the business as well. And that's where we have seen we are most effective is to be the trusted advisor who can sit with them, who can actually give them the direction, not only doing the media, but also sometimes for a couple of businesses, we have sat down with them and we actually built a proper strategic roadmap for the whole year before even like we started doing the media planning and buying. And like that's where we see that in the next 12 or 18 months, that if a company which has around 2 to 8 marketing person, and if they think of us that okay, this is the media agency that can help us, and they can be the extension of our marketing team, that would be our ideal goal. In terms of like numbers, I would say that we want to double our clientele in the next 12 to 18 months.
What are your plans on how you're going to double the clientele? Do you have any like sort of action plan of how you're going to achieve that?
So we have started using LinkedIn as our main lead channel, which has worked really well. And we started from last 4 months. And although we started last year, but the real results we have started seeing now. And that's why I told you that in the last literally like 3 weeks, or like less than 3 weeks, because we started on 6th of since then we have won around like six new clients. Yeah, 60 clients. So it has worked really well for us. LinkedIn is something working good for us. And I feel that if we continue doing this, what we are doing, and if we get, let's say, even 10 good clients, that would be more than enough for us. And as of now, we are in the right direction. I'm sure that there would be challenges in the future, but yeah, as of now, what we are doing is working pretty well for us.
So when you're running LinkedIn campaigns for outreach, do you have any automations running to help you?
Yes.
Just
We have, and we're using the AI. I'm sure that you know this. Lucia is the AI we are using, and apart from that, we have so many automation, and also before that, we are actually understanding the target audience, or like we have gone through the target audience many times, or the type of companies we want to reach, or the type of companies we can actually make the real difference in their business. So so target market is very small now, like very niche. And this has really helped us to customize and to give them what they really want, instead of just going one message fits everyone, which like we were doing it earlier. And then we learned, and then we pivoted to like a niche marketing from LinkedIn.
Definitely, I think when you're doing outreach, the actual work is done before any outreach is actually sent, and building the list and making sure that the pool of data that you're actually trying to outreach to is correct and like you say, niche down, so the messaging actually hits them sort of more personal as opposed to broad.
Yeah.
So Bhuwani, my last question is, if you could wave a magic wand and fix one bottleneck in your business, what would it be and why?
I think, like, if I think from a business partner perspective, I would say winning the new business, because like sales is the bloodline of any business. So like if you have more new business, we can help more people. So like from partner perspective, I would think of sales. But if I think of my role, which is head of strategy perspective, or like head of media, I would say use of AI better. But like when I say use of AI better, in a way that it is actually helping us and helping our clients to grow the business, not just for the sake of using AI. Because sometimes I've seen a lot of companies, they are using the AI just because the next agency is using, and they have to use the buzzword, whether it's actually helping them or not. Like they're not clear. And the last thing is attribution, like what we discussed, that if we can accurately measure, we can show the value to our clients that this is the real difference we have made in your business, which we are doing, which we are investing our money and resources into that. And we use data attribution models, and we have like different platforms, and we try to use as much as we can. But like as we discussed, that the more the touch points, harder it gets to actually fix the attribution problem.
Well, Bhuwani, thank you so much for coming on. I've really enjoyed this conversation. I've enjoyed learning about Megaphone Media and about yourself. For my viewers and listeners who want to reach out, that they may be wanting Megaphone Media services, how can they reach out to you or reach out to the company?
They can go to megaphonemedia.com.au. That's the easiest way for us, and they'll see our number and they'll see our email. And like for us, as I said, that it's not working as like media planning and buying. Even if we can give them the right advice, that would be like enough for us.
Everybody that's been listening, please like, comment, subscribe. Bhuwani, thank you again for coming on, and everybody
Thank
else,
you.
we'll see you next week.
Thank you so much, Stefan. Thank you.